Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Shadow, aka the Frozen Shadow Collector, and welcome to another video on my channel. For today's video, we're going to be going over 2020 in a whole in terms of limited edition dolls from Disney Store, and we're going to discuss the rankings of these dolls and whether or not this year was a good year overall, or if this year has been completely lackluster due to various reasons, so on and so forth. So without further ado, guys, let's hop right into it. Okay, here we go. So I think the best way to do this is to start off with the ones I actually personally own. So we're going to start off with Anna over here. Overall, I think she's a good 7 out of 10 in my opinion, maybe 7.5. I already did my review of her. If you guys want to see that, it's up on my channel. I'll probably leave a link to it down below if you want to check that out. But I'd say she's a good 7 out of 10. I like her overall design. I think it matches the movie perfectly. The fabric of the dress is absolutely amazing. The pose fits her so well because it matches the movie. But yeah, overall, I don't have complaints of her that much at all. I mean, they could have went a little more detailed on the dress just for kicks, but they decided not to. But yeah, I'd say a 7.5 overall. That's just my opinion. You guys can let me know down below what you thought of Queen Anna of 2020 down below in terms of this limited edition doll. Up next, we got Snow Queen Elsa. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the positives of her. The outfit itself, design-wise, it looks absolutely amazing. I do love everything they did with it. In terms of aesthetics, it looks pretty awesome and correlates to the movie for the most part. Of course, the train on a dress isn't that long as it is in the movie, unfortunately, but it is what it is, and you can't really do anything about that. But in terms of everything else, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I think the makeup on her face is absolutely amazing. I think the way they did the hair is amazing also. I know people had complaints about her in general, but to be honest, I'm pretty happy with her, even though there are pretty obvious drawbacks to her, which we'll get into momentarily. But yes, I'd say she's a solid 7 out of 10, maybe 6.5. The only reason I'd say 6.5 because of this upcoming reason. The dress itself, the fabric of the dress, the texture, whatever you want to call it, it is sturdy as hell. Like, apparently they decided to paint the dress, which is why it feels so heavy, which I think it's absolutely stupid. Like, I don't know who in the doll designer team actually came up with that idea. Whoever came up with that really needs to either seek another job or needs to get a different creative process, because that's just, no, you don't do that. Because the texture of this dress is so rough that it's hard to pose it in anything besides standing up. I would know because I've been trying to do it, and it is not easy at all. It was so much easier doing Anna's than it was doing Elsa's. So yeah, the texture of the dress isn't that great at all. Like, in my opinion, it should have been lightweight, like how it is in the movie. Because in the movie, it looks like it's a lightweight dress. It doesn't look like it's heavy at all. But yeah, that's my major complaint about it, is that the texture of this dress is just, it's not on point at all. Like, it should have not been this heavy. It should have been lightweight, but it is what it is. So that's why I'd say it would be a 6.5, mainly because of how they decided to make this dress, which is very unfortunate. But overall, everything else, I am very happy with it. That's why I'd say a 7. So a 6.5 or 7 for me. You guys can let me know what you think of it down below. If you really have like harsh opinions about it, let me know down below. Or if you absolutely love her in spite of her flaws, her obvious flaws with this dress, let me know down below. Alright, up next, we're going with Maleficent. So Maleficent, I didn't buy her because I love the character. I bought her because I wanted to see what the quality would be like. Because in the social groups that I'm in on Facebook, people had a lot of complaints over this designer masquerade doll, this Midnight Masquerade doll series. So I bought it to see if the quality was subpar and if and dropped. I mean, it satisfied me. It wasn't outstanding. Do I think it was overpriced? And the pricing of each of these was $139.99, I think. or 129.99 USD. It was one of those. Um, yeah, I'd say it was a little overpriced. I think these would have been better priced at maybe 109.99 USD, especially with Maleficent, because Maleficent, like, as a texture, doesn't feel cheap per se. It just looks very lackluster in terms of design. It doesn't really look like they went all out in terms of a design. They made it very minimalistic, which is unfortunate. So for me, I'd say a good solid 5 for her, 5 out of 10, or maybe a 4.5, considering that I don't really care for her in general. But in terms of the doll, yeah, I'd say a solid 5, maybe 5 out of 10. The next one we're going with is Ursula. Also, let me know what you think of Maleficent down below. If you have it, if you're happy with it, or you wish they did something else, let me know down below. So, Ursula, let's discuss Ursula. So, Ursula, I personally am very happy with this doll. I am. The only complaint I have is that the head is not rotatable at all. At least I haven't been able to rotate it. So that would be my only drawback. I'm a huge fan of these streamers going down here. I think that's what these are called. I'm also a fan of this plush body for her tentacles. I thought that was a nice addition, and I love this King Triton's crown on one of her tentacles. I think that was pretty cool. I know a lot of people had a problem with this plush design down here, and they'd rather have the PVC mold that is also up here with her upper torso. Personally, I like it like this better. I don't know if I would have bought it if it was an actual PVC mold down here. Yeah, because I don't think that would have worked well with the tentacles. I think it should be like this, like free roaming per se. That's just my opinion. I also love this Vanessa mask right here. I thought this was absolutely amazing. How they decided to include Vanessa in this in some form or fashion. And I also love Floatson and Jetson being around her neck and like some sort of necklace type deal. I think that's pretty cool also. So overall for Ursula, I'm giving a solid 8, 8.5 around that area. That's just my opinion. Like, absolutely love this Midnight Masquerade. I am 100% happy with this purchase. I have zero regrets purchasing Ursula. But that's just my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think of her down below. If you love her, you hate her, you wish they did something else with her. If you think these streamers are too out there, or if you think this should have been PVC for her tentacles, let me know down below what your thoughts on her. Okay, so moving on to a holiday Ariel. So for this one, I wasn't expecting much, considering that it was just a seasonal doll, not a limited edition doll. Because for dolls like these, I wasn't expecting much. I was surprised that they didn't include a stand for her. That was a little disappointing, but I guess it makes sense because she's not limited edition or a 17-inch doll, so I guess that's why they didn't do it. But in terms of everything else, I'm pretty satisfied with the doll. I am, because this is only like a 40 or 50 USD doll, and it's like, for what it is, I think it's awesome. Of course, she doesn't stand up on her own, which is unfortunate, so I have her leaning against the wall in my setup, but for what she is, I'm pretty satisfied with her. I love the details on the dress. I love what they did here with that outfit, like going around her neckline, I guess that would be called. Like, I absolutely love it. I think it's perfect for Ariel. Yeah, I love the little bow on her hair in the back. You can't really see it, but I'm pretty sure it's two twin bows. But yeah, I think for what it is, I'd give it a good 8 out of 10 for what it is. Yeah, because it's not limited edition; it's seasonal, so it's kind of hard to judge her on that. I know a lot of people were expecting a sex Ariel, but I honestly believe there was not gonna be a sex Ariel this year. That was just a rumor, and the data miners probably just found files for this holiday Ariel and just assumed there would be a sax, but no, I think it was always meant to be a holiday Ariel. Some people think that it was supposed to be a sax, but they gave it, but Disney Disney Store decided to do a downplayed version of it, but I really doubt that. I honestly think it was always meant to be this holiday Ariel. You guys can let me know what you think of the seasonal dolls down below. If you like what they did with her for what she is, or you wish that it was something more. I I have a feeling that a lot of you are gonna say that you wish it was a Sax doll rather than the seasonal doll, but one day we'll get our Sax Ariel. Just you wait. And last but not least, with the dolls I have, is Rapunzel. So this one, people had the biggest letdown because this outfit is 100% based on the Tangled series on Disney Plus rather than Tangled the movie, which I understand the criticism and the disappointment for it because most people remember Rapunzel from the Tangled movie rather than the Tangled series, so I understand that because this is inspired by the Tangled TV show 100% without a doubt. So I understand that, and I know there are people out there who have problems with the hair also that's too thin, and they wish it was better, and there's too little flowers, and people believe that the dress was cheaply made also. But honestly, for me, I'd give it a good solid 7.5 out of 10. The only reason I want to give it higher is because the outfit's based off the TV show rather than the movie. That's literally my only complaint. I'm pretty satisfied with this. I mean, I guess we could have chose a different fabric for a dress, but I honestly have no real problems with this. I think it's awesome. I also love this little Pascal on the arm right here. I think that was a nice addition. The only real thing that I am disappointed about is that we didn't get a platinum set for Rapunzel for a 10th anniversary. I think it would have been cool to get Eugene alongside her. Maybe, I don't know, for the 15th or 20th anniversary, we'll get that. Or hopefully in the next few years, we'll see. But yeah, I'd say she's a good 7.5 for me. You guys can let me know what you thought of Rapunzel down below. If you're happy with her, you hate her, and all that good jazz. Alright, so for the ones that I don't have. Alright, so this one's weird. When I looked up this one, apparently it's a doll slash figure, which I'm completely confused about. Like, I don't know, like, were they going to make a figure and said at the last minute, let's make it a doll? I honestly don't know. So in terms of design, I think it looks absolutely cool. I love how I'm not sure what this is exactly, but I love how it's like engraved into a dress or snitched in rather. I think that's pretty awesome. This base is pretty lackluster. If it is meant to be a figure, it's pretty lackluster for a figure. But in terms of a doll, it's perfectly normal. And then up here we got like the USA hat. I think that's what that was. I don't know. In terms of design wise, I'd say she's a good 6.5. I don't know what her pricing was, but if it was more than $90, then yikes. You guys can let me know down below if you have her, what your overall impressions of her are, and all of that good jazz. So, moving on to live action Mulan. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this out there as a disclaimer. I do not care for the live action movies at all. So, my opinions on this live action doll, it's gonna be pretty low based on that because I don't really care for it, and also usually these dolls don't represent the actor themselves too well. Cause like I can tell you right now, this face does not. It doesn't even come close to the actual actress herself. Like, yeah, it's that bad. I do like this Phoenix bird here though. I think this is interesting. This is the only interesting part of this whole doll, in my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think of this down below. If you love it, you hate it. If you're a live action collector, all that good jazz. But as for me, I don't really care for this. The only reason I'd give this a 5 is merely because of this Phoenix. Everything else, I'd give it a 3. That's just my opinion. Alright, moving on to the 70th anniversary Cinderella sets. So let's start with the peasant. I don't own this doll, but I am absolutely in love with this. I wish I was collecting during this time, because I would 100% have added this one to my collection. I think this one looks absolutely amazing. And if she is available out there, I'll probably look for it. But there's no way I'm going to pay eBay prices. That's just not happening. I'm not doing like the $1,000, $2,000 thing. No way. That's just not happening. So in terms of design, she looks absolutely amazing. I don't know about the fabric. I'd say it's well made because this was pre all the catastrophe that happened this year. So I'd say that this was well prepared in advance. So I'm gonna assume that this fabric is 100% top-notch quality. In terms of looking at it, I'd say she's a good 8.5 or a 9. I'd say a 9. She looks absolutely amazing to me. I honestly have no real complaints about her. You guys can let me know if you own her, if you're happy with her, or if the quality is subpar in person and you wish it was better. Let me know down below. Alright, so for the wedding one. The wedding one, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember his name. I'm assuming it's Prince Charming. I honestly don't remember. But in terms of Cinderella herself, I think she looks absolutely amazing. I'm assuming people had a problem with her dress because it's not actually blue, it's like silver blue. So that's probably something that people complain about. That's my guess, considering that's the 70th anniversary. And I'm assuming this dress is more based on the live action rather than the actual cartoon. That's just my guess. But in terms of design wise, I think she looks absolutely amazing. I like this whole ball gown type deal with this like oval shaped dress. Like I think that looks amazing for Cinderella. I love the color designs. I love the hair design. I think the dress looks absolutely amazing. That's just my opinion. You guys can let me know down below what you think of her and the set overall. If you have her and you have your own thoughts and opinions on it. So I'd give this one an 8.5. I'd give this one an 8.5, 100%. Alright, so moving on to the remaining Midnight Masquerade dolls. So I'm going to be straightforward. Lady Tremaine and the Evil Queen, I straight up do not care about. I'm sorry, but to me they are a solid 5 right from the start. You guys can let me know if you have them and if you're happy with them and all that jazz. But I will say that this down here, this is some BDSM type deal. Like, I'm not shaming anyone or anything, but I was not expecting Disney Store to do this at all. Like, I was actually surprised they went with this type of dress for Lady Tremaine. So yeah, that's my stance on that. You guys can let me know what you think of these two dolls down below. Let's go on to Yzma. So Yzma and Hades, I was 100% debating on getting them, but I decided to opt out. Yzma decided to opt out because this to me looks too minimalistic for Yzma. Like, I feel like they could have done more for Yzma, but I understand that people wanted it because this is the only version of it out there. So I understand that from that point of view, but I think they could have done better. So I didn't buy her. If they make a Kuzco in the future, that'd be super awesome. I hope they do a Pacha to go with him. If they do end up doing a platinum set. But that's just me. You guys can let me know what you think of Yzma down below. I'd give her maybe a 5, 5.5 maybe. Like I said, this looks too minimalistic to me. I do like this crown though. This crown or this mask rather, it looks pretty awesome. I will say the gold mask looks pretty awesome. So Hades, Hades. The reason I didn't go after Hades is because of this body build. It feels like to me that they want to make a Hercules doll, but instead they decided to change it to a Hades doll at last second. That's why I didn't buy this, because this looks too awkward to me. This literally looks like they tried to make a Hercules doll, but decided to make it Hades at last second. That's just my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think down below, if you have him and all of that good jazz. And also this bottom part, as innovative as it is, I don't know, it just feels weird to me. Like, yeah, this just looks weird to me. I can't put my finger on it. And I'm assuming this was cheap fabric too. There was just too much wrong with this doll that I couldn't commit to it. But I do like how Pain and Panic are on his arms. I think that's pretty cool. This I do like. So, yeah, that's going to do it for this 2020 Roundup review and all that good jazz. So, overall, let's see. Overall, as a year of dolls, limited edition dolls, I'll say this: they started off strong, they ended off poorly. the Actually, let's not say that because these two pretty lackluster. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 5 out of 14 dolls were worth it, in my opinion. 5 out of 14. That's not a good number. It should be at least 10 out of 14 that were worth it. But that's just my opinion. You guys can let me know down below what you think. If you have different opinions of these dolls in general, if you think 2020 was a good year for Disney Store and Disney collectors, let me know down below what your overall thoughts and opinion are. But as for me, I don't think this was that good of a year. I think a lot of it had to do with our current situation globally, but yeah, I'd say maybe a 6 out of 10 overall in terms of 2020 limited edition dolls. But you guys let me know down below what your thoughts of it are. So that's gonna do it for me. I hope you all enjoyed this end of the year type deal. If you did enjoy, be sure to hit that thumbs up and be sure to hit that subscribe button for more content from me in the future. I do unboxing and review videos. I also do like interesting photo shoots that I'll upload every now and then. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in that type of content. But again, I'm Shadow, aka the Frozen Shadow Collector, and I'll see you next time.